Very often, what we're interested in is what the final result of a sum actually comes out to be. So when you're asked to evaluate a sum, you simply take that final step and actually do the addition of adding everything together. I'm going to show you a couple of ways here to organize your work. So as you saw in the previous section, here I kind of listed things vertically. For this next one, I'm actually going to write it out horizontally, just to line things up in a more traditional way. You can do whatever works best for you, a little bit of freedom there. So I see here I'm starting with an index value of 1 and going up to 5. So I'm going to have a equals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's start by evaluating. So 3 to the power of 1, well, that's just 3. That's not too bad. 3 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 3, 3 to the power of 4, 3 to the power of 5. Now, I've been doing math a long time. I happen to know what those powers are. But if you're not sure, just use your calculator, evaluate them out. The summation means these all get added together. And so then, here's where this I can't do so easily in my head. I've got to go here to my Desmos. 3 plus 9 plus 27 plus 81 plus 243 should come out to be 3, 9, 20, just double checking my numbers, 363. And there you go. Not a bad idea just to do a quick double check then, especially if the sum is nice and short. Do the same thing again. Make sure you get the same numbers. Make sure you get the same result. Let's go again. A summation from k equals 5 to 9 of 200 minus k squared equals, so this time I'm starting with k equals 5, then to 6, 7, 8, and 9. For this, a lot of this is maybe doable in your head. I don't know. When the numbers get a little bit bigger, I want to make sure I'm doing things right. So I'm going to start with k equals 5, and I'm going to do 200 minus k squared. And Desmos knows that when it sees the letter K, it's supposed to be using the number 5. So 200 minus 25 should be 175. That works out okay. Now let's take that K equals 5, change it to a K equals 6. So 200 minus 36, 164. And now 200 minus 49, it should be 151. Let's make sure that's actually what happens. So change the 6 to a 7. Yep, there it is. Next up, for k equals 8, so 200 minus 64 is 136. Okay, that's what it should be. And then lastly, 200 minus 9 squared is 200 minus 81, so it should be 119. Let's make sure that's what happens. And there it is, sure enough. This Desmos, it is so handy just to be able to put in those different values so much more quickly. Now for the final sum, I'm just going to use my handheld calculator here. So 175 plus 164 plus 151 plus 136 plus 119. So it comes out to a total sum of 745. Okay, so just doing a quick glance, comparing what was written to what I actually typed in, making sure that I didn't mess that up. Looks pretty good. And then let's go one more time. So here we've got, so starting with a equals 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 7 terms we'll end up adding together. This time, just for practice, I'm going to use the handheld calculator so we can review how to use that little shortcut trick. I want to start with a 0 stored as my variable. And the easiest variable to type is your x, because you just have to press that one button. Then a colon. a colon is alpha period, alpha decimal rather, and our expression, 5, I'm going to use the letter x, so 5x squared plus 3, so 5x squared plus 3. First one should end up being 3, which it is. Now the next one, a couple of these we can do in our heads, right? So 5 plus 3, the next one should be 8, just for practice. I'm going to press second enter, change that 0 to a 1, make sure that we end up with an 8. Okay, we do, so that's working okay. And then for the rest, I'm going to trust the output of my calculator machine. Now, even another shortcut, when you press second enter to bring it back and you want to get back to the front of the line, you can press second left and it takes you right there. So 23 for the next one. That's 23. Next, we went 3 and all the way through 6. So second enter to bring it back, second left to go to the front, change it to a 3, 48. Now with the 4, second enter to bring it back, second left to go to the front, 83. Okay, again, second enter to bring it back, second left to go to the front, change to a 5, 128. And lastly, second enter to bring it back, second left to go to the front, change to a 6, 183. The sigma means that these should all be added up. I'm going to switch over here now to my handheld. So 3 plus 8 plus 23 plus 48 plus 83 plus 128 plus 183. Comes out to 76 altogether. And there you go. So as far as the method that you use to get your numbers, whether you use the Desmos, whether you want to use the handheld calculator, or if you want to do each of them by hand separately, doesn't make me any difference. Whatever makes you the most comfortable there is what makes me the most comfortable. So find the method that you like. As you're working through the practice sheet, the core practice, do all of them. The more practice you get, the better off it's going to be, and make sure that you then check those answers. If something's not working out, check in with friends and neighbors or with me.